It's week 5 of the NFL, and we'll see Bryce Young. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Panthers and the Packers on Thursday night primetime.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault, and that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
A first carry for the all-pro running back, it's Josh Jacobs. Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
On now is the Packers punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. So here now are the Panthers for their first drive of the game. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The numbers for Brooks a week ago. 15 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Love now. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. The intended receiver that time was Josh Jacobs, and it's 3rd and short.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. You look at this Carolina defense.
They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And not just speed, not just their physical skills. You know what pulls it all together for this secondary? Their smarts and communication. They play really well as a unit. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Here's Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Now a 2nd and 2.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
We know they have these RPOs in their playbook, and look, we're seeing it here in the first quarter. You think we're going to see it as the game continues?
They trotted them out early for a reason, partner. They're letting them know that this is in the arsenal, and we rely on it. You better be prepared because this is going to be an all-day affair.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Now Love. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And his kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Young now.
That's over the middle and caught by Mingo.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Young to throw it.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
That's taken on the 25. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. So here are the Packers now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on first and 10. Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from Panther territory now, it's first and 10 right at the 40. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Pretty good first down play. Keeps them ahead of schedule, as they say.
And ostensibly, they could go right back to it because there are multiple options on this play. Handed inside, quarterback tucks it and keeps it, quarterback throws the ball downfield. You should be able to react to the defense and have an option available on every snap.
A gain of 7. First down, Green Bay.
Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
From the 20, here's second and 3.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's first and 10. Throwing. Love. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Jacobs going to try the middle. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Holding. Offense.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Up the middle they go. Lloyd. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Love from the gun. Eluding the pressure right. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will make it 6-0.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Now throw right side, taken in by the tight end Gray.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up second down at the 23-yard line.
Young to throw it. Throw left side, complete. That's Brooks.
He's got room past the 30.
And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Here's 3rd and 3.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks.
And he's got room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
That's good for a Carolina Panther.
Now here's Young. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
The Panthers had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Young.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And the deficit will stay at 2 field goals. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
Young going to give to Brooks.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 35-yard line.
Once again, it's Brooks.
And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 26. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Throwing, Young. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Young working out of the gun. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Young will set to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
At the 4-yard line.
Here is Young. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Bryce Young,
His 4th touchdown on the year.
and the Panthers are an extra point away from capturing the lead.
So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Extra point right down the middle, and they take the lead here at 7-6. So that drive 7 plays in length.
And it was Bryce Young who finished things off with a touchdown run.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
Now, the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Flushed out right. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
Love, they go play action now.
He hits Dobbs on the crosser.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 25 yards that time.
First down, Packers.
Play action this time with Love.
Completes it again to Dobbs.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 2nd and 7.
Love looking to throw it. Toward the pylon, caught.
And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
1st and goal, Green Bay.
Jacobs is in. Touchdown, Packers.
Ah, what a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. He finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
Anders Carlson now for the point after.
And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Brought down that time by Quay Walker. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw, Young.
Open man is Mingo, complete.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield and shut it down before it gets going. That's exactly what you're looking for.
They'll stay on the ground with Brooks.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Here's the Panthers punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Green Bay about set for another series. Here comes Romeo Doubs.
He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability.
To throw now, here's Love. A short throw to Musgrave.
And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And the Packers 1st down.
Love going to keep it on the option.
And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
2nd down and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Throwing on 2nd down. Love.
He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. Off the play fake, Love. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Here's Jacobs from the gun.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The offense on third down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Love.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Young. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brooks. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Packers offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Back to throw. Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now Young. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Up the middle with Brooks here.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. And his throw here's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish.
He's got a man, complete. Down to the 10, and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Jonathan Mingo.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Panthers have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead into the locker room.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Some very intriguing games in that early window, highlighted by the one going on at the Superdome. A big test for the Saints as they'll square off against the New York Jets. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And then finally, we wrap up the week with a good one on Monday Night Football between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. We saw a strong first half out of the Alabama man and former #1 selection, Bryce Young. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
Pushing his way through
and able to get this out to the 25.
So here are the Panthers set to take over. They're looking to bounce back following the loss to Miami a week ago, and they've got the lead right now as they come up with a 1st and 10. In motion left goes a tight end.
Short throw into the hands of Jordan.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
At the 27-yard line.
To throw, Young.
Short throw into the hands of Jordan. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
From the shotgun, it's Young.
And this pass caught by Gray. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 41-yard line. Give them 18 on the play. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
Now Young. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
To the air once more, Young. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So an interesting decision at this stage of the game to go for it. You think maybe that missed field goal earlier had anything to do with it?
If it did, I'm really surprised, because usually one miss is not enough to alter your game plan. My only thought is maybe he got hurt, or maybe they just understand that it's not his day for some other reason we don't know right now. But in general situations, you run him back out there and let him have another chance.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
107 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
First down, Green Bay.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Love. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
Now Love.
Open man is Musgrave, the tight end.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 34-yard line.
Gain of 16 yards.
That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
2nd down, Jacobs once more.
So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
A 46-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they have regained the lead. So it's his 3rd field goal now in the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back and forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Panthers about ready to take over.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Off the play fake, Young.
He's got Mingo.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one goes for 30 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
A run out of the gun with Brooks.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Young now from the 50. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
The Packers offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Love from the gun.
He gets that one complete to Wicks.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 27-yard line.
Now a toss to the left for Jacobs. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Love from the gun on 3rd down.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And all the way down to the 37. It's a big play there for Green Bay. And even 40 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Panthers' 35-yard line.
Working out of the gun. Love.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick.
And the Panthers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Young to throw it. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Young working out of the gun. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. And they'll begin by running the option.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. 122 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he is going to have a Packers first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Oh, and now some space to operate.
And this will leave him a yard short.
Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 1. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2 yards. And the Packer first down.
Counter play with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 41-yard line.
Love. He'll complete this one to Watson. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them. Go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
And we're back now in Charlotte. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
And able to get this to the 31. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney, his 2nd sack of the night.
A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well. His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line.
The Panthers offense and Bryce Young headed back onto the field.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Young to throw it.
He completes this one to Mingo.
And he's going to be taken down short of the 1st, right around the 15-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now, standing just about on his own goal line. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right.
Love now. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
A gain of 1 yard. 1st down, Green Bay.
Once again, it's Jacobs. Spins past him.
He'll take this to the 46.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
Matt LaFleur, some confidence in his offense. His guys going here on 4th down. Throwing. Love.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Love looking to throw it. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. To throw now, here's Love. Rolling to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
To throw, Young. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
Now Young. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Flush to his right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end. Young off the play fake. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
At the 45-yard line.
Young going to give to Brooks. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage.
To the right side and intercepted. And the Packers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Packers offense set to go. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
In motion goes the tight end. Following the interception, Love. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. Second down.
It's second down and 10.
Here's Love.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now Love. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a fourth down situation. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Young off the bootleg. It's caught by Sanders. Just a gain of a couple there. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this is going to be a Panthers first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to them. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Now here's Young. He's going to air one out. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Two minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back.
Here's 1st and goal.
They've got a first down in field goal range already.
Brooks is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
And this is the time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here's Love and the Packers.
Down 21-16. A minute 52 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down.
Love looking to throw it. Watson making the catch.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Now Love.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Here's Love to Dobbs, and he hauls it in.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's third down.
And that will be incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
Love. And this one too low.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Love looking to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, that's an aggressive shot to take. They definitely need a touchdown, but now you've paid yourself into a corner because it's fourth down. And if you don't get a conversion here, that could be the end of the comeback.
They go with Jacobs. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Love.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. Just over 30 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10 now.
Now Love.
Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs.
Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Here's Love.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Desperation time here. Love on fourth down.
That is caught.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
This one came right down to the wire, and CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's one play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So for the Panthers, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.